Let's go ahead and hop into game number 1 here on Ancient Cistern. Spawning in the bottom left-hand side with the yellow Terran pieces, it is BigYan. And the top right with the blue Protoss pieces, it is Rostok. Alright, already some shenanigans coming out of BigYan, sending an SCV across the map immediately. I imagine this is for an eBay. No, it's not an eBay block because he's moving over here. One barracks is going to be going down. Now, I don't imagine this is going to be anything too super aggressive. It's only the one barracks, so I imagine it's just to get the Reaper into the main base a little bit faster before that adept pops out. That being said, we have some shenanigans coming out of Rostok now. This doesn't seem like a normal... No, that's just a gateway scout. My apologies. I think my Terran bias might have shown there just a little bit. I saw a probe on the map. It's just like those Protoss players are up to something. It's like that old meme from Chicken Little. They're up to something. I told yous they was organized. Reaper going to be coming out now for BigYan. Damn, a Chicken Little reference in 2023. What is the world coming to? Alright, Rostok does sense that something is wrong, sending out a couple of probes to scout. Unfortunately for him, it's really just the one barracks and the one Reaper probably. That being said, BigYan didn't set up a... doesn't have a setup to like put a bunker down or anything. It looks like it's just going to be just for scouting, maybe popping a couple of probes here in the main base. I think Rostok got maybe a glimpse of that. Yeah, the Stalker's going to be super late to deal with this. Alright, here we go. We're going to see a couple of probes get popped here. Fortunately, the kill time on this is a little short. Oh, yeah, Rostok actually went for a Zealot to try and be on the safe side, but little do you know, it was only one barracks. Second Reaper out now for BigYan. Setting up for a Widow Mine drop by the looks of things. No. Actually, no. BigYan putting down a pylon in the natural. It's going to be difficult for BigYan to really contest with. He doesn't have any units on the other side of the map that's going to have a quick kill time on that pylon. Rostok going into the Twilight Council follow-up. BigYan threw down a starport, so I imagine this is going to be Widow Mine drop. Alright, Reapers are, they're going to spot this pylon. Looks like they're not going to bother with it for now. Not really any need to. You can spend some time turning that into an orbital command. Now, Rostok should have the units necessary to keep these Reapers from doing too much damage. I'm not exactly thrilled with them being down at on the low ground. These Reapers are going to come in and still be able to... Oh, hi. That Stalker just did a double take. It's just like... he like greeted the Reapers and there's just like, Reapers! Looks like BigYan's going to take the third base location instead of dealing with the pylon. Not a bad call. Rostok going for another gateway, Robo. As well as Blink, so we're going to see, definitely going to see some aggression coming out here soon for Rostok. Oh, when did the Zealot get here? Alright, so it's going to take a little bit longer to kill the pylon now, because we got to deal with the Zealot first. And it looks like BigYan's going to try and take the natural now. It's going to take a while for these Reapers to poke it down. Siege Tank's going to be out for our Terran player. The Widow Mine drop is going to be coming in here soon. I think Rostok might actually spot it. Oh, he's going to be supply blocked because of the pylon. Alright, BigYan is boosting into the natural. Looks like he is going to... Oop. Not too much damage done. A little bit of mining time lost. Ooh. Actually, nice pull there by Rostok. Delays a little bit of mining time, kills a couple of probes. Not the biggest problem in the world for Rostok. Really nice defense there. BigYan's medevac is forced to return home empty. Always a sad day for the Terran player when you have to do that. Alright, BigYan getting his first push set up here. Sim's going to be finishing up here soon. Combat Shield's going to be a little bit late, which is going to be unfortunate. I think he still has time. I'm not sure what timing he's really wanting to go for. A couple Stalkers are going to be poking at the front base. We're going to see a repair? Nope. Fortunately, he doesn't get the salvage off either. That being said, 2 siege tanks here at the back, not the biggest concern. I think Rostok knows that he's not really going to be able to get too much done. That being said, the observer here is going to be able to hang out for a little while. Twilight Council on the way now for a Protoss player. First form of slash damage, I am assuming, will be Hide Templar. Rostok's actually going to get a full scout here. Not bad. More gateways are on the way. I didn't even realize it, but charge is done now. Rostok is going to have a bit of a formidable force here fairly soon. That being said, BigYan's not that far behind on economy at this point. Now, I know he's 6 workers behind, but that's kind of where you expect to be as a Terran player, and you make up the difference with muling. I mean, also, Rostok is mining from a 3rd base, so he's gonna be doing. He should be doing fine. He should pull ahead here fairly soon. That being said, BigYan's push is starting to move out on the map. Now Rostok is going to get alerted to this. Stalkers are going to try and back up here. Now 4 Stalkers aren't going to be able to delay this too much, but he is going to get a warning that this is on the way. Storm is only like a 1/3 of the way done, so it's not going to play a major role here. But +1 might finish before this hits. What is this High Templar doing out here? Ooh, actually nice nice feedback on the Raven. It's gonna make it easier for the Zealots to close in, because the Raven's not gonna be able to put auto turrets down. That being said, BigYan is setting up in a pretty nice position. Unfortunately, these are Zealots, and they can take a hell of a beating. Zealots are going to close in on top of the tanks. It looks like they're going to be taken out, but the damage output from the bio is going to be able to save the last tank and clean up a lot of what Rostok had to offer. Storm will be finishing up here soon, but there's only 1 High Templar, and he's not quite energetic enough to make a Psionic Storm work. BigYan is going to try and get a little bit more damage done on the other side. I'm pretty sure that pylon spotted that. We'll have to see. The rest of BigYan's army is going to be heading home, though. He's going to send 1 Marauder out to take out that scouting pylon. Or spotter pylon. The destruction crew is here. That's going to get cleaned up for sure. That being said, though, we do have a force now in the main base. Recall here is going to occur, and BigYan is immediately going to have to back up. And it looks like that Medevac is going to hang out here. Rostok going to leave a couple of Stalkers here to spot when it comes back in. I imagine he's going to try... No, he's not. I was going to say that he might try to put a couple Stalkers here as well to kind of keep this boxed in, but doesn't seem to be the case. Looks like BigYan is going to use the Raven for a little bit of harassment as well as a Liberator. He's going to try to slow down the Protoss economy as much as possible. Also setting up a push over here. Medevac has dropped into the 4th base location, but it looks like this is going to get cleaned up, unfortunately. He's going to try and drop a couple of Marines. Maybe they can get a little bit of damage done. It looks like that is not going to be the case. Let's say Liberator did get cleaned up. Ooh. Oh! Fantastic storms there for Rostok. did manage to pay attention there. Now, Rostok actually has a rather scary force moving into BigYan's third base. He's actually just going to evacuate all of this. He's not going to be able to hold that. It's a fairly open... Well, this is easier to hold, regardless. Alright, Rostok. Alright, Rostok sees the situation here, knows that he's probably not going to be able to break into that. But at the same time, what are you doing? Hello? That Warp Prism wants to be an observer so bad. I didn't realize that robots had career aspirations, but apparently they do. This Warp Prism wants to be invisible and scout instead of warp in units. I mean, more power to you. I hope you make your aspirations someday. Rostok now going for a 5th base. BigYan still struggling to get that 3rd base up and operational. Now he is definitely significantly behind in economy. That being said, he is getting some of his scarier Terran units out. Ghosts are on the way. You know, I am... God, I am so stuck on the last patch because I was just like, where's shockwaves? Where's enhanced shockwaves? Shouldn't you be researching that? Man, my brain is completely busted. Rostok actually getting a lot of vision out here on the map. It's going to be able to spot anything that BigYan tries to do. And I think at this point, BigYan just is going to have to be fine with sitting back for a little while and trying to power up. There's not really too much he can do at this point in the game. Second form of splash damage coming out in the form of Colossus. Colossi. Colossuses. Alright, unfortunately, it looks like most of the army is going to... Oof! No! 6 storm drop. Is he going to try again? I was about to say, there's no way that Templar had energy. 10 SCVs go down to the storm drop. That's an oof moment right there. Alright, Rostok's army is moving across the map. This is a pretty tight corridor to try and break through. Oh, BigYan is going to see this coming. Does manage to take out the Warp Prism. Oh, we do have an Armor Shred and some pretty sick EMPs there. But at the same time, the Zealots are going to zone out the army from killing the Colossi. A lot of the splash damage has gone down. There's chaos down there. We can't even really see what's going on. Well, I can tell you what's going on. Rostok took the victory. Well done to our Protoss player. Pretty sick game there. Or a sick game one there from Rostok. Really just kind of had it dialed in as to what BigYan was going to do. Excellent vision, excellent response. Just overall, a really well played game out of Rostok. But the game is not over yet. We still have another one to get through. Spawning in the bottom right hand side of Grezvin, it is the yellow Terran player, BigYan. And on the other side of the map, up 1 game, it is Rostok. Starting off with a Reaper wall. I'm not 100% sure about the last map, but it might have been infeasible to make the Reaper wall. Either that, or at this point Rostok is thinking, I'm not going to get burned again. Either way, pretty good call. Oh, we have a Makarax. Alright, BigYan's going to try and get Rostok to panic again, but this time, the barracks is just on my side of the map. It's really not in any... It's not in an aggressive position or anything. It just wants to hide it and make Rostok have to think and have to prepare for the worst. Probe's going to come across the map. Spot there's no barracks. It does kind of put the Protoss... I don't want to say behind, but they have to respect it if they don't find it, and it does force them to pump out 1 Zealot. which means the follow-up Adept or Stalker will be a little bit late. Yep, one Zealot is going to pop up now. Where are you headed? Might just spot it. Might just spot it. Oops. Questionable. There was some weird SCV movement there. I don't know if Rostok picked up on that or not. Alright, Zealot is out. SCV is going to be poking around here, trying to see what's up. Nothing too crazy. Coming from our Protoss player, he is really scared of this. I don't blame him. You do have to give proxy stuff its respect. Alright, Probe is going to pop in here, see that there is an expansion, and realize I've been duped, I've been bamboozled, and I am upset about it. Stalker's going to be finishing up here soon. And it actually wasn't a Marine opening, so BigYan is going to take a bit of a more defensive position. We're going to see a 3-Rax. This has got to be a 3-Rax. I'd be shocked if he goes 2-1-1 from this position. Yep, 3rd Rax is going to go down. And soon enough, we're going to have a pretty significant swell of bio units moving across the map to try and deal with the Protoss player. Now, Rostok was trying to poke in there and see if there was any way he could get some scouting information or maybe like an SCV kill, but the bunker there should be more than enough to deter that. Twilight Council follow-up from the Protoss player. Wait, is that a 4th? That's a 4th Rax. Are we going up to 5 Rax? I think BigYan is planning a 2-base all-in here. Robo and some more gateways are on the way now, going up to 4, as well as Blink. So we're definitely going to see some Blink aggression coming out of Rostok at this point. Which is, maybe, it seems a bit scary for BigYan. Without medevac support, it's going to be rather difficult for the bio to chase down the Blink Stalkers. Now granted, they can stem, and there is a chance that BigYan gets concussive shells. But he's only going to be able to stem, like, maybe once or twice before the bio would just be too wounded to really effectively chase, and the Stalkers will be able to chase, kite them forever. All 4 gates are now online for Rostok. I'm not sure we're going to be seeing some warp-ins here. Yeah, there we go. Come on, Rostok, let's see it. Show me the magic. SCV going to be poking around here a little bit. More units are on the way. Now, I will say, with this extra barracks, it does seem like BigYan will have more units than you would traditionally have with a standard 3-Rax. I feel like that's more Marines than usual. At the same time, though, this does seem like it's pushing out a little bit late. All right, Observer is going to spot this coming in. Yeah, it looks like the Stalkers are just going to... yeah, it looks like Stalkers are going to delay. Oh, Concussion Shells was done. So these bio units should have a bit of an easier time chasing down some of these Stalkers. It looks like the Stalkers are going to be starting to get pushed back here just a little bit. BigYan pulling back some of his more wounded units. Really nice Blink Micro here coming out of Rostok, but unfortunately it looks like the bio is now going to be on top of the 3rd base. There's no shield battery here, so now Rostok is going to have to take the fight to him. Blinks back once again. Really nice target. Oh, no, that was not target fire. Looks like BigYan is actually going to lose his push here. Rostok continuing to micro back his wounded Stalkers, and is going to clean that up. It looks like BigYan is not producing a third command center, so it looks like he's going to be all in on this strategy. That being said, Rostok is pushing back once again with his Stalker army. Oh! That was all. This almost seemed like a bait. Stalkers are going to jump on top of the Marine hit squad, take him out. And it looks like it's actually, yeah, going to be able to push BigYan completely back into his base. Oh, man. This is a bit of a sticky situation for BigYan, unfortunately. More Stalkers are going to be warped in. I think at this point you could probably nope. I was going to say you might be able to one-shot that that barracks, but looks like BigYan is going to be good on the pullback. A couple Stalkers will be left in the front to try and keep the army busy. Nice. Couple blink backs there. And Rostok is actually going to drop into the main base, and I imagine they're probably going to warp in some more Stalkers too. Nope, looks like he's fine with just poking away at some of these SCVs. Going to take out a decent chunk of them. The Marauders are going to close in, take out one of them, and he's still pushing at the front too. Excellent multitasking here out of Rostok. But that being said, BigYan is doing a decent job of pushing back this multitasking as well. Now Rostok is picking off units one by one, which is a bit of a problem for BigYan. It takes a little bit longer for him to get out the same number of Marines as Rostok can get Stalkers, just based on how production works in the game. Alright, another Marine does get picked off. Alright, looks like Rostok is going to have to back up here. That is a lot of Marauders and could be quite devastating to the Stalker army. But it looks like this might be BigYan's last hurrah. He's pulling the SCVs as well. He's going to try and make something happen here. We are completely all in. Rostok getting a 4th base up and running. He is probably going to have to cancel that. Fortunately, it looks like some of these reinforcing units are going to be taken out by Rostok. He does cancel the 4th base location. He's going to continue pushing in to this choke point here, but it looks like Rostok is going to try and catch them from the back. Yeah, BigYan is going to try and break into the base here. Unfortunately, it looks like Rostok actually has him completely trapped. More Zealots are going to be coming in. The SCVs are trying to keep them back, but it looks like it's just not going to be for naught, as BigYan's army gets cleaned up once again. GG is going to be called, and Rostok takes game number 2. Ooh. All right, well done to Rostok there. A lot of brilliant multitasking.